Most of us know about 911, the tragic event that shocked the world in 2001. It raises an important question. Why would some people be willing to sacrifice their lives for belief? The reasons are complex, but one thing is clear. Belief can strongly influence human behavior. It shapes how we think, how we make decisions, and see the world. Every adult here was once a child, and many of us may have children in the future. The belief learned at a young age can influence a person for life. I believe most of us want children to grow up, think for themselves, and become the best version of themselves. While learning more about this topic, I looked at how different countries deal with it. For example, in China, religious propagation to minor is not allowed in schools. Education is kept separate from religion with a strong focus on science and rational thinking. This made me think about how education can shape young minds and affect how people deal with the challenge later in life. Religious propagation to minors can be a problem because it may shape their beliefs before they develop critical thinking and independent judgment. As a result, they may be less likely to think for themselves and may sometimes develop more extreme view. Today, I'll discuss three things: the problems caused by early religious propagation, the solutions that can protect minors, and the benefits that action can bring to society. First, let's look at the problems caused by early exposure to religious ideas. One concern is the influence of authority figures and adults. Young people are more likely to be influenced by authority, which can limit their ability to make their own judgments. Many students show that people often follow authority without questioning it because it feels easier than thinking for themselves. In a 2022 study by Brooks, higher level of parental religiosity were linked to lower cognitive performance among their children. This suggests that strong authority influence at a young age can shape the way children think, and religions may strengthen this effect. Another concern is its impact on rational thinking and problem solving skills. Early exposure may lead young people to rely on practice such as prayer instead of actively solving problems. In a 2024 study by Corley, researchers explored the connection between religious belief and students' critical thinking skills. For example, many children may spend time praying before exam, when the time could be used to prepare more effectively. There is also the risk of developing rigid beliefs. Some minors may begin to see their own beliefs as the only correct one. According to Drummer in a 2025 article, critical thinking helps students understand different perspectives and beliefs. Without this skill, people may become more extreme, less open minded, and less willing to accept different opinions. Now that we've looked at the problems, let's move on what can be done. One solution is to introduce clear legal restriction in schools. Teachers and outside groups should not be allowed to promote religious ideas to minors. According to Article 36 of China's Constitution, religion, religion cannot be used to interfere with the education system. It shows that it's possible to protect minors while still respecting religious freedom. Another important step is to strengthen specific education and critical thinking. Schools and families should encourage children to ask questions and think for themselves. When young people learn to question ideas, they are less likely to be easily influenced by others. Richard Dawkins argued in his 2006 book that children should be encouraged to think critically instead accepting claims without evidence. This can help minors become more independent thinkers. There's also a need to regulate online religious content. According to a 2023 report by Common Sense Media, teenagers spend several hours each day on social medias. This means that online content can strongly influence their beliefs and values. For this reason, platforms should strengthen monitoring and limit religious content is specifically targeted at minors. Now that we've discussed what can be done, let's look at the benefits. Protecting minors from early exposure to religious propagation can be benefit not only individuals but also society as a whole. One benefit is that children can develop stronger critical thinking skills and learn to think for themselves. According to a 2019 OECD report, creativity and critical thinking are among the most important skills for innovation and future development. We can also look at China, where rapid progress in many fields has been supported by education system focused on science and regional thinking. Another benefit is the children become better at solving problems on their own instead of waiting for someone to help them. They are more likely to take action and accept responsibility. Over time, this can improve productivity and efficiency across society. There's also the benefit of reducing extremism and promoting social harmony. When people are less likely to believe that there is only one correct answer, they become more willing to accept different opinions, beliefs, and cultures. This helps reduce conflict and create a more tolerant society. According to the OECD, critical thinking and open mindedness are essential skills in today's globalized world. As people become more open minded, they are better able to work with those from different backgrounds, contributing to stronger international cooperation and mutual understanding. In conclusion, early exposure to religious propagation is an issue we cannot ignore. Today, we have looked at the problems it may cause, the steps we can take to protect minors, and the benefits for both individuals and society. After today, I encourage all of you to pay more attention to how minors are influenced in school, platforms, and social media, and start more conversations about critical thinking. And I also call on governments to introduce more laws to limit religious propagation to minors. Although religions play a very important role in many people's life, childhood should be a time for free thinking, exploration, and questioning. Protecting minors from premature religious influence is not taking away their beliefs, but also giving them the opportunity to make their own choice when they are truly mature. As Chairman Mao once said, young people are like the sun at 8 or 9 in the morning. When children are given the chance to grow well, the next generation becomes stronger. Society becomes better. A stronger society is not building on what people are told to believe, but on their ability to think independently, question broadly, and choose freely. Thank you.